Many people believe that marriage is a good marriage only when both the husband and wife are happy. And as soon as one or both, the husband or the wife, are not happy in their marriage, it's time to separate or get a divorce. But God says in Matthew 19, "Have ye not read which made them in the beginning, made them male and female? He said, For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they two shall be one flesh. Wherefore they are no more two, but one flesh. What therefore God has joined together, let no man put asunder." Just because you're unhappy does not warrant separation or divorce. The two have become one flesh. Does that mean it's going to be easy? No. But God has put you together for His reason. And His reasons are not always easy to understand at first. It could be that through the hard times, when you're ready to throw in the towel but you don't, that through those hard times, it makes you closer. It makes you stronger. It's not always easy to see the end from the beginning. But just like anything, it takes time, energy, commitment. These are things that you have to invest in your marriage. We men have no problem watching hours and hours of football or basketball or baseball, but yet we don't want to spend 20 minutes with our wife. We have all the time in the world. Men and women have all the time in the world when it's something that we love. We can sacrifice for something that we want to do, but we shudder at the fact that we need to spend time with our spouse or do something that they want to do that takes us out of our comfort zone. What's the ultimate goal of marriage? Is to conform us to be more like Christ. The goal of anything that God has ordained is to make us more like Christ. Therefore, God will oftentimes give us a spouse that is not very compatible. And in fact, He'll give us a spouse that is weak in areas that we would desire them to be strong. It's through the sanctification of marriage that we become more and more like Christ. How can we learn to forgive if our spouse is never in need of forgiveness? How can we learn to give grace if our spouse is never in need of it? And what about unconditional love? How can we learn to give unconditional love to a spouse who meets all the conditions? We want forgiveness, grace, and unconditional love from our spouse, and we want these things from God, but we don't want to give them to our own spouse. You see? Remember, God is the author of marriage, and He uses it as a tool to conform us to be more and more like Christ. God continually commands us to be humble throughout the Bible, yet we're puffed up with pride in our own marriage. Learn to give grace, forgiveness, and unconditional love to your spouse in order to make it work. God bless.